develop flight with jet aircraft. These guys, not so much. These guys are not built for speed. They sit on a tree branch or a pole and they stare at the ground. A female redtail, most common bird of prey in North America.
That's a red-tailed hawk?
It is.
She's
These
beautiful.
guys will eat between 3,000 and 4,000 rodents a year. A red-tailed hawk with a brown tail. Why? Tell me why.
I don't get it. Is it because the rare version is the tail's red?
Huh? She just squeezed me down. She just squeezed me tight for whatever. I shook my head and she went, Listen. Oh boy, their feet are tight on there now, huh? How about she's not even 1 year old yet? She's a juvenile. She is this big at 8 weeks old. They're born their size of chickens. They're this big in 8 weeks. And she will not get her red tail until she molts this summer, which will begin around June or July. She'll start dropping feathers and getting new feathers. She'll do that every year for the rest of her life. But this year, these drop out and they're replaced with red. That's how we know adults from juveniles. How do we know boys from girls?
Because the girl is bigger than the boy.
So what?
The girl's bigger than the boy.
Girls are bigger than the girls rule. Boys rule. The girls are bigger. Because the girl's job is to take care of those babies, incubate the eggs, protect the babies, that thing. The daddy's only job is to go to Food Line about 600 times a day. Because a baby bird that goes from this big to this big in 8 weeks eats twice as much as an adult, and you can almost watch them grow. It is so fast. I raised some birds, and literally one day they're this big, you go out the next day and they look like they're that big, and it's just like that, boom, boom, boom. They just get bigger and bigger.
Look how big her feet are.
Giant feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. PSI on there, right?
Who knows? It's hard to determine that because they say around 500 to 800 psi. Something I've heard 1,000, but she can determine how hard she grabs things. Mm-hmm. But imagine this: that toenail, that talon. If you took and put a quarter on top of it, let's pretend it was straight. Or basically, let's take a nail. Let's take a 10-penny nail and put a quarter on top, which is an inch, square inch, and then set 500 pounds on top of that nail on top of your hand. What do you think it's going to do? It's going to go right through your hand. If she grabs your hand, if it doesn't hit a bone, those talons come out the backside. They go in and come out. And if you listen real careful, y'all hear that cracking?
Mm-hmm.
She has a ratcheting tendon, which means when she grabs something, click, 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 click. When it locks into place, there's nothing you can do to open her foot. No matter how many people get on it. So we saw a news story one night where a lady, there was a mouse or something caught in a sticky trap. And a hawk, a little red shoulder, whose biggest toe is not even this big around. And this thing had come down and grabbed this little mouse and got himself stuck in the sticky trap. So this lady thought she was going to assist. That bird grabbed her in her hand, and it had her somewhere in this vicinity. They called paramedics, they called fire, they called rescue, they called police. Everybody's there, and for 45 minutes, these grown men are trying to get this bird off of this lady and can't do it.
It's because it locked.
Because it locked. And I told Summer, I said, how long would it have taken me to get that bird off?
About 2 seconds.
About 2 seconds. She lay there for 45 minutes, and I could have stopped it in 2 seconds.
Some kind of reflex?
No, you grab them by their throat and make them think you're going to kill them, and they'll turn loose at anything. And if you grab them by the top of their head, you see the reaction that you're getting, because her whole life is survive, 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 protect this, this is vulnerable. So when you start reaching up and grabbing that head, especially if you, and she's pretty good, she's all right, but if I was to grab it and start pulling up on her, grab her around her throat, she's immediately going to stop what she's doing.
I love when they
But people don't know that, and it's not hurting them.
I think the goose.
Same thing with a goose.
Snatch it by its neck.
An ostrich. I had an incident with an ostrich. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
I had a pet store, and I got a call one night from this lady. She said there's an ostrich. No, what did she call it? She called it a ray, which is similar to an emu. and she said it's living across the street and it's hanging out in the